Hi again, everybody. Jim Nance here in New York, and welcome back to our Fifth Avenue studios and the NFL Today. Coming up next here on CBS, many of you will see the Raiders challenge the Cardinals, while some of you will watch the Chiefs visit the Seahawks. Down in Tempe, Arizona, the Raiders' Rich Gannon getting set to face the Cardinals. He leads the league in passing attempts, completions, and yardage. Meanwhile, out in Seattle, the Chiefs' Trent Green loosening up to take on the Seahawks. Green often saves his best for last. Rank is the top-ranked fourth quarter passer in the league. We'll see you back here at halftime with all the scores and highlights. Enjoy the games on CBS.
This being my...
Subway presents Fresh Starts, a salute to this season's surprises. Subway, eat fresh. Start spreading the news. The New York Giants are in the playoff hunt. Kerry Collins leads the NFC in passing yards, while rookie tight end Jeremy Shockey had 11 receptions last Sunday. The New York Jets are also back in the playoff race, as Chad Pennington is the AFC's highest-rated passer after throwing 4 touchdowns last week against the Lions.
Whoa, hold on. Did you know his favorite color is green? Did you know he has a pet ferret named Ricardo? Do you know every time he sees the sunset he cries? So how do you know he likes his food made this way? Come on. Subway makes every sandwich just the way you want it. Hey, Kisa.
Hi. Everyone's unique. That's why Subway makes every sandwich fresh, just the way you want, with your choice of delicious meats, toppings, sauces, all on fresh baked breads.
How do you know I have a ferret?
I have my ways.
Subway, eat fresh!
It is a spectacular day in Tempe, Arizona, as the Oakland Raiders take on the Arizona Cardinals in the AFC West. Denver plays tonight against the Colts. The Chargers just got drilled in Miami. The Chiefs play right now in Seattle. And in the NFC West, the Cardinals behind the 49ers and the Rams. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan with Randy Cross. Oakland has won 2 consecutive games. The question begs, are they back?
I think they're back, but Bill Callahan calls games like this a setup game, and rightfully so. But he's got veterans to keep his team focused. Plus, hey, the Arizona Cardinals beat them last year in Oakland by a field goal in overtime.
That's right. Great game. Now let's talk about the Cardinals, who have lost 3, make it 4 straight games.
Well, Thomas Jones, former first-round number 1 draft pick at running back, well, he breaks his hand mysteriously Friday night. That means Marcel Shipp starts at running back. Marcel, they're going to feed you. They got to run it. Just keep Gannon off the field. And Dwayne Starks, free agent signee from Baltimore, you're going to have to see a lot of Jerry Rice, a lot of Tim Brown. Get your track shoes on, baby.
The third member of our crew is on the sideline. That's Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Watch number 81, Frank Sanders, 8th-year man out of Auburn, veteran wide receiver for the Cardinals. Now, he'll pull double duty today. He's a player and he's a coach. Let me explain. It's Frank, a second-year man, and 3 rookies at a banged-up wide receiver position. So Frank will get the formation from Jake Plummer as soon as possible so that he can remind the youngsters where to line up and perhaps even their responsibilities on a given play. So the inexperience at the wide receiver position is a key back upstairs.
All right, Beasley, thank you very much. A pretty good crowd here, but Randy, as you might expect, with a team struggling like the Cardinals and a team thriving like the Raiders, there is a Raider feeling inside this stadium today.
Well, and not only that, there's a wonderful feeling. Look at the weather, 75 degrees. Hi, this is perfect, and this is the fastest grass track surface in the NFL. So this really plays into the hands of the Raiders, who have developed into a passing / speed type football team.
Sebastian Janikowski will kick off for Oakland, and deep back is a player who was on the roster put on last night, number 11, Kevin Casper. With the injury to Jones, they pick up Casper, who earlier this week was cut by Seattle. You may recall him with the Denver Broncos before that.
The only thing he's done for Arizona Cardinals is pass a physical. What's that tell you?
And the kickoff by Janikowski. We are underway in the Valley of the Sun. Casper looking up into the sun at the 5-yard line. And then he was tripped up and brought down on the play by reserve tight end Marcus Williams. A return of 16 yards. Jake Plummer is the quarterback, throwing at 54%. This line will block for him Shelton, Kendall, Starkey, Roundtree, and Davis.
Leonard Davis, the right tackle, 75, is the one to watch here.
In the backfield, Marcel Shipp with Joel Makovica, Frank Sanders, and McAdley, and the tight end Freddie Jones, the ex-San Diego Charger.
Every wide receiver, it seems, besides Sanders that they had in training camp is currently either on injured reserve or on the street. They got more wide receivers wearing single or double-digit team numbers than do 80s.
It's Plummer at his own 22 and facing 1st down and 10. He's got Bush, the tight end, in the backfield, and Marcel Shipp gets the call and finds a hole and busts into the secondary before he is brought down by Derek Gibson. It's a 15-yard carry up to the 37-yard line. Now the defensive line for the Raiders: Armstrong, Adams, Perella, and DeLawrence Grant.
That was right at the strength of that line, right at Sam Adams and John Perella.
Smith will start in the middle for Harris. Romanowski on one side and Barton on the other. In the secondary, the corners Woodson and James. The secondary with the safeties Woodson and Gibson. First down and 10, 37-yard line. Shipp again, blocked by Joel Makovic, and then DeLawrence Grant, and Trace Armstrong will wrestle him down with no gain on the play. In fact, maybe a half-yard loss inside the 37-yard line.
I mentioned that Bill Callahan refers to these kind of games as setup games for the Oakland Raiders, and rightfully so. I mean, here's a team coming off a couple of strong wins against Denver and New England, who's in a division where every single win's going to be vital here in the last month and a half of the season. And realistically, how do you concentrate and give the Cardinals your undivided attention and say, this is a great team? Because, folks, this is not a great football team in Arizona.
Second down and 10 inside the 37-yard line. Plummer gets a block from Shelton, moves up in the pocket, chased by Adams, dives ahead and gets just beyond the 37 for a gain of 1 near the 38. Not much there for Jake Plummer. And how do you assess Mr. Plummer in his 6th NFL season?
Well, you know, he's at the end of his contract. He hasn't been offered a new one here in Arizona, and part of it's from performance. I think part of it, how do you judge a guy that doesn't have really healthy wide receivers, hasn't had his offensive line together, doesn't have his regular #1 running back running like a #1 running back? What you're going to see out of Jake today is, just watch that last play. He looked kind of flustered. Jake has to be patient. He can't be flustered. He's just got to take the little things and not try to force big ones.
Third down and 9. Shipp in the backfield in the shotgun. That's Frank Sanders in motion. And good time for Plummer. Throws right on the money, and it's dropped at midfield. He had his receiver, and that's the young rookie out of Alabama, Jason McAdley. So they got a punt on their first possession. He's got a bad bicep, and that was thrown kind of in that area.
Now you can see that on his right arm. There's a patch of white. That's like an old knee pad just kind of sitting on there protecting his bicep. And that looked exactly where that pass hit him, and he couldn't hold on.
Scott Player will punt. And deep back will be Charles Woodson inside the 15-yard line for the Oakland Raiders. Very little breeze inside Sun Devil Stadium this afternoon. And Woodson's going to run it from the 23. And brought down the play by the guy that centered the ball, number 48, Nathan Hodel. And a 38-yard punt with a 4-yard return. McAdley, had he caught the ball, would have kept the Cardinals alive.
So, how was Florida?
Nice.
A lot of pretty girls on the beach?
Yep.
Probably wearing bikinis, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty girls in bikinis.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 12th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
What are these? Magic business binoculars.
How do they work?
You look through them, you see the future of business. Wow. The future sure looks different.
What do you see?
It's a 3D holographic projection of the world to come.
Things move fast. Everything's integrated. Everything works in real time.
How do we get everything to work?
I don't know. It says I need another quarter.
We're back in Tempe, Arizona. Arizona just punted to the Raiders, who have it for the first time. You're looking at one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, #1 in yards, #3 rated Rich Gannon. On the 28, he's got it first down and 10. With an empty backfield to start things offensively for the Raiders. And Gannon has it knocked down in the middle by the lineman Fred Wakefield, who is a rookie free agent a couple years ago out of Illinois. On the line, Sims, Collins, Robbins, Middleton, and Lincoln Kennedy.
2 years ago, the best run blocking line in the league. Suddenly now, 2 years later, the best pass blocking line in the league.
And here's who they block for: Charlie Garner and John Ritchie, with Bryson Brown the receivers and Roland Williams the tight end. It's second down and 10. The Raiders still at the 28. Again, the empty backfield for Gannon. With time and outside of the tight end, Doug Jolly, who is knocked out of bounds by Ray Thompson. It's a gain of 5, and he's up to the 33. Jolly has been a favorite receiver the last 2 weeks for Gannon. On the Cardinal defensive line, Wakefield, Davis, Tanner, and Vanden Bosch.
As a group, the worst pass rushing line, I think, in the NFL.
Thompson, McKinnon, and Woods are the linebackers, and in the secondary, what you think is a tough one today, Starks and Barrett with Lassiter and Wilson. You think the Raiders will attack that secondary this afternoon?
Absolutely. We're going to see a lot of blitzes from the linebackers, a lot of blitzes from the safeties, especially if Rich Gannon keeps giving them an empty look.
Bill Carollo is our referee. And suddenly comes over to talk with Dave McGinnis, who is the second-year full-time coach with the Arizona Cardinals. And is he saying all the headsets are out?
Yeah, this is usually a situation this early. If you're watching and wondering here, it's usually that the headsets have gone out. And if that's the truth, then it has to be out on both sides. If one side doesn't have it, that means the Raiders will have to give theirs up. And then we're going just to hand signals, which is kind of like smoke signals used to be as far as communications. It's a little antiquated. Of course, we got a hill up here above the stadium. Be a great place for smoke signals.
Yes. Or maybe an antenna to get the signal down to the,
right.
to the sideline.
What a week for Dave McGinnis. Thomas Jones is starting running back. Friday night mysteriously comes up with a broken hand. And I only say mysteriously because there's a story, but it kind of sounds like a story. It's just he's broke the 4th metatarsal though in his right hand.
It's a small bone in the back of your hand.
Right, and he's got to he's going to have surgery. And he was on injured reserve as of Friday night, and that's why Kevin Casper, number 11, we saw return that one kickoff, was out on the football field. And
the Arizona Cardinals coaching staff's headsets are inoperable. By rule, Oakland will take theirs off until it becomes up and running.
But in practice, we should note, and yeah, I think you've kind of touched on it already with the hand signals. They normally give hand signals in practice just to keep everybody on the same page anyway.
I love it. They're going to put them down around their neck. Yeah, like you couldn't turn it up so loud that you could still kind of hear it.
Garner is in the backfield. It's 3rd down and 5. The Raiders are at their own 33. Tim Brown is in motion to watch for Brown today on a crossing pattern like right here. And Gannon throws to Brown, incomplete, covered by Wilson, and the Raiders have got a punt.
And Tim Brown needs 8 receptions to get to 1,000 receptions on his career and join his teammate Jerry Rice in that 1,000 reception club. And this is what the Raiders do well, is they cross these patterns, and it's something that the Arizona Cardinals have been looking at all week. It's a puzzle I'm not sure many teams can solve.
Shane Leckler will punt. He is number 5 in the NFL, and deep back is Arnold Jackson. And Jackson will take it and scamper out of bounds near the 19-yard line, and mark him out, they'll say at the 21. 58-yard punt by Leckler, a 12-yard return, and we're scoreless in Tempe.
The sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. It stopped raining. Everybody's in a play. And don't you know, it's a beautiful new day. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue Sky, look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
What's up? Make a left up here. Hey, Mr. Fisher! Okay, make a quick left and then slow down. Sydney! What's going on? Make a right on Havermeyer. What's up? Make a left on Jackson.
Dude, where exactly do you live?
Right back by the bar. Hey, Bobby!
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. AXA, your future, your way. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
The Arizona Cardinals last week lost in Philadelphia 38-14. Horrible Arizona tackling. The Raiders last week won their second consecutive game. Gannon just under 300 yards passing, beating the champion New England Patriots 27-20.
And Jake Plummer and the Cardinals showed us early, giving a pretty good dose of shit. They've got to run their back a lot against this defense. Keep Gannon off the field on the other side.
That's SHIPP from the 21. A pitch out. No, a knocked away ball. The chip bobbles. It's loose and recovered by DeLawrence Grant. At the Cardinal 20 to make it the 12-yard line. And the first turnover of the day, and Grant gobbles it up for the Raiders.
What you're about to see here is so dumb. Dumb people think it's dumb. I mean, Jake Plummer is a creative quarterback. Jake Plummer makes things happen. Jake Plummer had a severe mental cramp. Because why you do that? I mean, there's no defense for doing. That's literally throwing the ball to the other team. That is inexcusable. And you've just set up the best offense in the NFL with the hottest quarterback in an empty backfield with a quick passing situation into the end zone.
Now they shift Ritchie and Garner in the backfield. 13-yard line. First down and 10 after the fumble. Charlie Garner. Great block from Ritchie. A block from Rice. And a Raider touchdown, but a flag has been thrown.
Maybe too good a block from Jerry Rice. Jerry's been one of the best blocking wide receivers for a long time in this league.
You're right, Randy. It's against the Raiders, wiping out the touchdown.
80. Offense during the run. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
That's just sort of part of the deal you're going to have to buy when you've got a wide receiver like Jerry, like Tim Brown, like the guys in Denver. You're going to have those holding penalties occasionally. And when a defensive back is being blocked and tries to spin out and he can't suddenly move, it's not hard for an official to figure out that somebody's grabbing him.
So they move it back to the 15-yard line. Garner stays in the game. And this possession set up with a fumble by Jake Plummer. It is a spot foul, and so that's why it goes from the 13 back to the 15 where it's 1st and 12. And Gannon to the air and short, going underneath to Jerry Rice. A non-interception. He has now caught a pass in 252 consecutive games. That's an NFL record, and he's down to the Arizona 6.
Talk about a contrast in how's your month been. A month ago, Arizona is playing San Francisco in San Francisco for the NFC West lead. A month later, they're playing the Raiders with a 4-game losing streak, and they're going to face a Jerry Rice and a Rich Gannon offense that's going to do that all day.
Second down, 3 from the 6. Gannon with great time. Look at the time he's got to throw. And he finds Gardner at the 2. And he's belted out of bounds by Reinhardt. And that should be good for a first down with the gain of 5. First and goal, Raiders at the Cardinal 1.
So far, we've seen the reason that people have so much respect for Charlie Garner. With a quick run that was called back, now he starts blocking, then gets off into the backfield. The offensive line gives him all that time. Garner, an excellent runner who runs a lot bigger than his size would tell you, and one of the best receiving backs in the league out of the backfield.
Zach Crockett in the game, first and goal at the 1. Crockett scored twice last week. Tries to corkscrew his way in here before he is stopped by Ray Thompson. Flag is down at the 7. Last week, the Cardinal defense could not stop Deuce Staley, the fine running back of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm wondering if that same patience will be shown by the Raiders on offense, running the ball, running Gardner.
That's Rich Gannon's keyword for this day and for the rest of this year for Oakland. It is patience. Has to be a patient football team.
Offside. Offside defense, number 55. We'll go back to the previous spot. Replay first down, half the distance.
Referee Bill Carollo with a little double clutch there, and Bill Callahan and the Raiders, it's something they normally don't see, is a penalty not called on them.
Crockett in the backfield, first down and go, and he does not get in. Down at about the 1 with a nice defensive stop by leading tackler Ronald McKinnon. It'll be second down and goal.
Hey, Ronald McKinnon is out of the Sam Mills style of linebacker. They say 6 foot, I say 5'10", but watch him meet right in the hole. You want to talk about how do you tackle in this situation? If you're Ron McKinnon, that's how you tackle. Young guys out there, watch this linebacker. He can make a guy go down quick.
Second down and go at the 1. Crockett again stuffed. That time coming through was Michael Young, who was off the practice squad a year ago, and that entire line could not shove the Cardinals away.
That entire line gets stuffed. The momentum is all from the red shirts. You want to see the white surge into the end zone this way? No such luck. Jerry Rice in there trying to block on the outside, but that offensive line got pushed right back about a yard.
Matt Stinchcomb comes in as a eligible receiver. They take out Porter. They leave in Crockett with Ritchie.
I'd watch out for Ritchie coming out of the backfield as a receiver here.
Second and goal at the 2. You got it, Ritchie. But they go beyond him to Jolly. Incomplete flags all over the field. They almost stopped the play in mid-motion.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Matt Stinchcomb, yeah. You know how the Raider game is sort of like a 4th of July? A lot of flags. Yeah. Lots of flags. Just like that parade through your neighborhood before the fireworks. You get a Raider situation, and Bill Callahan and John Gruden before him have gone nuts trying to solve that problem. They average 8 penalties a game.
But less than last year.
That's the good news.
The bad news is they're
usually double digits.
Garner's back in, 3rd and goal at the 7. 3 receivers deployed. Here comes the blitz by Wakefield, and a touchdown reception made by Jerry Porter. 7-yard strike. And the Raiders cash in on the Jake Plummer fumble.
Nice call by Rich Gannon, and audible because of the blitz. Here's Porter at the top of the screen, and he's just going to come quick in. Watch the blitz come after Gannon. 1, 2, 3, bang, timing, ball out, ball in the air, ball in the hands of Jerry Porter.
And Janikowski's extra point puts him up, a 7-yard touchdown pass. Jerry Porter having a career year, his 7th touchdown reception of the season.
In 2 years, 20 catches, no touchdowns. Now 28 catches, 7 touchdowns.
Not bad. Jerry Porter just lassoed a Rich Gannon touchdown pass for Gannon, his 20th toss through the air to the end zone this season. And it's 7-0 Raiders on a Jake Plummer fumble, which sets up that Raiders score. Now Janikowski with the teed up on the 30-yard line, and Kevin Kasper is back inside the 5. He'll take it at the 2. And the ex-Bronco is tripped up beautifully on the play, coming through Clarence Love. The San Francisco 49ers have played both these teams. Here's their coach, Steve Mariucci.
Well, the key to stopping the Raiders on offense is to keep them over there on the sideline, because when they get on the football field, they're pretty darn explosive. The key now with the Cardinals, Jake Plummer's still there. You got to get in his face. You got to stop him. But it's going to be one of those games that I think that Arizona's going to have to keep Jerry Rice and company on the sideline a little bit.
So far, Arizona's turned it over.
So far, so bad.
Yeah.
Jake got to start with hanging on to the ball.
17-yard line, 1st and 10. And Plummer quickly to the side, incomplete, looking for Frank Sanders, his leading receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
There probably isn't a better example in the NFL of the case where the quarterback is, when things go right, is going to get more credit than he deserves, and when things go wrong, he's going to get more blame than he deserves. You know, a lot of people here would love to see Jake Plummer leave Arizona, and you know, Dave McGinnis and his organization have a big decision to make at the end of the year. But it doesn't take long to look around this league what other quarterbacks and backups and new guys are doing to say if you get rid of him, you better be careful.
2nd down and 10. Marcel Shipp finally brought down by Eric Barton, but he wasn't stopping. The UMass running back picks up 8 yards. He's up near the 24-yard line. This kid has kind of come out of no place. Made the team as a rookie free agent last year.
And he can run the ball. I mean, here's a guy out of UMass that had a streak in college of 16 consecutive 100-yard games. I don't care who you do this against. You have 16 games in a row on the college level where you can get 100 yards. You can run it. And you can see from his size at 5'11" and 226, he can bring a lot of body down low to the ground.
3rd down and 2, shy of the 25. Tight end Freddie Jones on the move, the fake to Shipp. And here comes Romanowski and Trace Armstrong chasing the quarterback, and out of bounds it goes, incomplete. The pressure was applied, and Romanowski along with Trace Armstrong providing the coverage, and it is a 0 for 3 start for Jake Plummer, and another punt coming up for the Cardinals.
That's pretty much a textbook way that a defensive end should play a quarterback like Jake Plummer. You saw Trace Armstrong not bite down, be able to get up the field and pressure Jake Plummer.
Charles Woodson back inside the 30. Scott Player, who's averaging 43 yards a punt this season, to boot it away. 2nd return for Woodson. And chased by Justin Lucas. Makes a couple tackles and finally belted off his horse by Kevin Casper. Lost 2 yards on the return after the 51-yard punt by Scott Player. We got a timeout.
Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time.
Did you agree with 49er coach Steve Mariucci's appraisal of these two teams, Randy?
Well, you only have to look at the first quarter so far in this football game is to say, you know, how great that theory is. I mean, his team had the ball for 15 minutes when they faced the Raiders, but they never got the ball back at the end of the game.
After the Cardinal punt from the 23, 1st and 10 for Rich Gannon. And Charlie Garner, nice block by Richie. And a block by Rice, and then finally got tangled up with Adrian Wilson on the side up to the 32-yard line, picking up 9.
If you're Charlie Garner, you've got to be very, very much, besides a real talented running back, very much a team guy for the Oakland Raiders, because Charlie Garner is a running back that is going to have to face a linebacker like McKinnon, 57. He's supposed to run with him, flow to flow. McKinnon can't stay with him flow to flow. Middleton was able to get out there and block him, but Garner's got to be very unselfish, because he's going to have to run, he's going to have to catch passes, he's going to have to pass block, he's going to have to live with the fact that he can't be a featured run the ball a whole bunch running back.
2nd down and 1 from the 32. Wheatley in the game, but the handoff goes to Garner, and he barrels over the 34 to the 35, picking up 3, and has another 1st down for the Oakland Raiders with an early Chiefs lead in Seattle.
This AFC West division, I think this is where the home field advantage is going to come from. Either the Raiders or the Broncos or Marty Schottenheimer and the Chargers are going to get revitalized, and they're going to get home field advantage.
Garner is in, 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for Gannon. There's a flag.
That it is.
Somebody moved.
Number 88 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, down.
Doug Jolly, and all 3 penalties on Bill Callahan's Raiders have been on the offense.
And as you can see, everybody's got their headsets back on.
Back working.
All the signals are fine except for the ones between the quarterbacks and his offensive line.
That's right.
This offensive line of Oakland is not off to a great start.
1st and 15 from the 30 with the penalty in tow. Gannon outside, 2nd catch today by the tight end Jolly, grabbed by Justin Lucas and brought down after a gain of 4 up to the 34. Well, the San Diego Chargers got smashed today in Miami. Broncos play tonight against the Colts on Sunday Night TV. Now the Chargers go to 7-4. The Raiders just a half game back at 6-4. Kansas City at 5-5. Second down and 11 at the 34. Fake to Garner. Great time for Gannon. Sidearm pass caught by Charlie Garner. Has a first down as he lunges into Dwayne Starks. And a gain will take him to the 48-yard line and pick up a 14 yards.
Well, right now, Adrian Wilson, number 24, the strong safety, has got to say, what else can I do to Rich Gannon to take away Charlie Garner? He was all over Charlie Garner coverage-wise, and Gannon is a guy that can deliver the ball from more angles. He's kind of like a combination of a straight over the top Juan Marichal and Kent Colby coming from underneath. I mean, he brings it from everywhere, and there was a great example.
Wheatley is in the game. Garner just caught his 60th pass of the season. This is Tyrone Wheatley. High stepping his way into the secondary and down near the 46-yard line, a gain of 6. When you came into today, Randy, what did you think were the offensive priorities for the Raiders?
A little bit of what you're seeing. I think Bill Callahan knows full well that as we head into December and January playoffs down the road, you're going to have the versatility you're seeing in this offense. You're going to have to be able to throw the ball, and goodness knows they like to do that. But you better have Garner out of the backfield with the quick runs, and you better have the power of a Wheatley at your availability.
Wheatley remains second down and 4 from the 46. Now Tyrone's in motion out of the backfield. Ritchie remains to block, which he does, but there they come up the middle, and Banning Tanner comes up and makes the stop. Almost untouched. He throws Gannon for a loss of 7 on the play. Tanner's 5 years out of Oklahoma.
Oh, how much do you have to love old Baron Tanner to get this kind of pressure? Because this team has got the lowest sack amount of anybody else in the NFL. And what's he do when he gets done? He gets himself a little quarterback and gets up and rubs that belly. And from the looks of that belly, old Baron might have about enough room for Rich Gannon in there.
Original, I want you in me belly. Original 5th round pick by the Miami Dolphins. Third down and 11, back to the 47. Wheatley in the backfield. Gannon got a nice block from Lincoln Kennedy, which buys him that kind of time. He's got to get to the 42, and downfield he throws incomplete for Jerry Rice. Covered on the play by Kiwami Lassiter. And the Raiders have got a punt for a second time in 3 possessions.
Jerry Rice working against Starks in a zone defense, trying to fit in behind the linebackers. With this much time, Rich Gannon's got a shot to find him, but somehow Mean Joe Green, who's the defensive line coach of the Arizona Cardinals, has got to figure out a way to get some pressure on Rich Gannon.
Leckler to punt. 5'8" Arnold Jackson will let it bounce him back of him, and wisely so into the end zone. 53-yard punt by the Pro Bowler Shane Leckler. And a timeout. Rich Gannon has thrown a touchdown pass to Jerry Porter after a fumble by Jake Plummer gave the Raiders gate position inside the 15-yard line. After the Raider punt, Cardinals at the 20 on the touchback, 1st and 10. Marcel Shipp. Davis trying to block, and then he is thrown down on the play by Travion Smith. And a gain of about 3.5 on the play to the 24.
A little playoff on the old tale of 2 cities. Well, kind of a tale of 3 seasons for Oakland. I want to point out this number right here, 153.8. This is what Bill Callahan and his football team have to clean up and try to avoid the most of, and that's rushing yards, because it's exactly what Steve Mariucci was talking about. People will face this defense and want to just pound the ball and hold on to the ball so Gannon and company can't be on the field.
Outside the 23, 2nd down and 7. The fake to Shipp. They come up the middle with Perella. The pass intercepted on the play by Barton. The 2nd turnover for the Cardinals. The 1st interception thrown by Plummer today. And his 6th interception he has thrown in the last 4 weeks.
Well, you got to say this. He hit his man right in the chest. But his man is not number 50, Eric Barton. 2 turnovers in this game so far for Arizona, and both of them are squarely in the hands of Jake Plummer. A very poor desperation pitch was a fumble, And now this pass right here, Eric Barton did nothing fancy. He dropped straight back into that zone, and Jake Plummer threw the ball right at him. That is another inexcusable turnover for the Cardinals quarterback.
Cardinals came in -3. Now they're -5 for the season. And the Raiders trying to cash in from the 33-yard line. Barton, by the way, makes his first interception of the season. And Gannon's got Garner in the backfield. The fake to him, and it's an end around to Tim Brown, being chased by Bandenbosch and shoved out of bounds by Lassiter at about the 30 after a gain of 3. So the Cardinals have turned it over twice, and they punted the other 2 times.
And they're watching another offense on the field right now that's doing sort of what they should be doing. Doing a little bit of everything. They're running the ball. They're throwing the short passes. They're running reverses. Rich Gannon right now has a solid grasp of his attack and plan, and he's being a patient quarterback.
Randy Jordan is in. 2nd down and 7. Jordan in motion out of the backfield from the Cardinal 30. Charlie Garner. Oh, nice block by Lincoln Kennedy. And there goes Garner. Inside the 10 to the 9. Brought down by Wendell Bryant. 21-yard gallop. It's 1st and goal Raiders. 4 carries and 41 yards for Garner.
Watch the blocking in the center of the offense for the Raiders right here. And Charlie Garner just basically draws a dead beat on our umpire and runs right straight through the hole. That's the kind of run blocking this Oakland Raider football team needs to see. And it's exactly what the Arizona Cardinals do not need to see. Mark Trestman, the coordinator for the Raiders, has to love it.
1st and goal at the 8. Charlie Garner dancing around a Richie block and is in, diving for another Raider touchdown.
When we talked to Charlie Garner last night, we mentioned last time we'd seen the Raiders was up in Buffalo, where he put on kind of a personal highlight reel. He says, well, hopefully you guys will be the difference. And I don't know, maybe we are, because he's having another one of those games, catching the ball, blocking for Rich Gannon, and then just flat making for the corner. You know, when you're playing out in the backyard at the park, where you go? I'm going for the flag. I'm going to run as fast as I can to the corner. That's exactly what Garner did. Nothing fancy.
Garner has his first rushing touchdown in 3 games. And Janikowski's extra point is through. And 2 Cardinal turnovers have equaled 14 Raider points.
You might as well have Jake Plummer just put a nice big red bow around these 14 points, because he gave both touchdowns to the Raiders.
A touchdown pass by Rich Gannon. A touchdown run seconds ago by Charlie Garner. 14-0. 2 Arizona turnovers, giving the Raiders outstanding position deep in Arizona territory.
So far, it's been kind of takeoff on a Jim Carrey movie. Dumb and Dumber. And we talked about patience and being smart being such a key for the Raiders offense, and Rich Gannon no different on the other side of the ball, especially when you're an underdog type team as the Cardinals are. You have to be smarter than the other team, and you have to be more patient than the other team's quarterback, and that has not happened so far.
Kevin Casper deep back. He's just a couple feet inside the end zone because Janikowski's got a cannon. And that's about the right place, about a yard deep, and Casper will bring it out. Slipping by one tackler after another. Finally, Zach Crockett, along with Marcus Williams, bring him down after a 23-yard return up near the 21-yard line into the sideline, and Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. You know, Jake Plummer's poor play is having a definite effect on this Cardinals defense. I watched them go from bouncing and plucky to kind of walking around with their heads down as they watch their quarterback and their offense totally ineffective. A definite effect on the defense. So Jake has got to get something going to give the entire team confidence now.
I like Beasley's kind of allusion to them being plucky. Is that kind of a play off the feather thing with the Cardinals and the Birds? And that's good.
That's why he's where he is. He's a network guy on the 21-yard line. 1st and 10. Marcel Shipp got a block on the play from Bush. Running into the secondary once again. Finally hit by Derek Gibson and brought down after a 17-yard gain up to the 37.
2 important people right now for this offense are Marcel Shipp and Frank Sanders. Marcel Shipp has to take advantage of nice blocking up front, especially in the middle of the offensive line. Get a nice block by Chris Dishman, 67, his guard, running up the field. Passing wise, find Frank Sanders, and if they're rotating to him, find the other guy.
38-yard line, 1st and 10. Shipp again, breaks a tackle, And in the secondary, Rod Woodson is chasing him down this time. It brings him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That is a run of 26 yards.
It's hard to decide if getting drafted or being signed, I should say, by the Arizona Cardinals is a bigger break, or Thomas Jones breaking his hand is the bigger break for this running back. Marcel Shipp is having a great opportunity against one of the better football teams in the league, and the Raiders of showing a lot of people what he can do. And right now, you got to believe those numbers he put up in college were just kind of a preview of what this kid can do. Why not feed him? See if you got that kind of running back, because they haven't had a running back like this that looked like this since Garrison Hurst before he hurt his knee here in Arizona.
First quarter has come to a close. Raiders have scored through the air and on the ground. They've won 2 straight games coming into today. And the Raiders lead the first quarter here in Tempe with a 14-0 lead over Arizona. Cardinals have had 2 costly turnovers, and the Raiders have capitalized both times. 14-0 as we go to the second quarter with Randy Cross and Beasley Reese. Kevin Harlan from Tempe.
Not hard to figure out. Keep the factor back as Shipp, and not let that factor back be Jake Plummer, because he's made the mistakes today.
From the 36, it's first down and 10. Marcel Shipp, and tripped up right there on the defensive line. Perella got him. Gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8 from the 34. And coming up, the next till halftime report with Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer. Special guest Tiki Barber will be in studio for all the scores and highlights. That's next on the next till halftime report. Raiders at 6-4. Broncos play tonight. They're 7-3. San Diego has lost already today in Miami. Second down and 8 from the 34. Plummer. Here comes Romanowski. Moving up is Plummer. Fires a pass. Downfield, caught by Sanders. Stiff arms his way into James. And he's inside the 5 at the 3. A 31-yard strike. First and goal to go. The Arizona Cardinals.
This is what Jake Plummer needs to get going. You get the running back going with Shipp, and then you get your receiver going down the field, Frank Sanders. Remember we talked about we got to figure out what they're doing? Well, what they're doing here is they're manning up on Frank Sanders. Torrey James can't stay with him. Frank Sanders, nice job and a great job by the Arizona Cardinal offensive line of giving Jake Plummer that time so Frank Sanders can move all 215 pounds on down the field for that pass.
Sanders didn't catch a pass last week in Philadelphia. First down and goal at the 3. And a timeout taken by the Cardinals. They now have 2 left, and Plummer will go to the sideline and talk things over. In scoring position, but down by 2 touchdowns. Randy Cross, you've got your eye on Leonard Davis at right tackle.
6'6", 380 pounds, and he can create a hole on one side of the line all by himself.
It's first and goal at the 3. Marcel Shipp easily slicing into the end zone for a touchdown.
That hole was right behind Pete Kendall, the left guard, and Jason Starkey starting at center for Mike Grudiduria. Look at the whole lineup right there. TJ or LJ Shelton gets a nice block, sort of grabbing Trace Armstrong and sucking him inside with him. That opened up that hole.
Marcel Shipp scores his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And the kid who made it here is a rookie free agent a season ago. Bill Gramatica with the extra point. And the Cardinals have cut the Raider lead in half.
I want to show you the block I was talking about. Watch right here. The block starts. Everybody's pulled in. That was a hold. But you know what it is? It's actually 6 points.
And they needed it.
Yes, is sponsored by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention. Zenith, the ultimate authority in high-definition TV. Digitize the experience. And by Heineken. It's all about the beer. Heineken.
In the paper leading up to the game, Jake Plummer said he has respect for Charles Woodson at one corner, but at the other corner, he really didn't respect that much Torrey James. Moments ago, he just beat James with Frank Sanders on a 31-yard pass that sets up that touchdown. Kickoff by Gramatica. Marcus Knight at the goal line for the Oakland Raiders. And he's got a block ahead from Ritchie. And finally stopped from behind by LeVar Fisher. That is a 46-yard return. And he takes the ball to about the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. That was some nice locker room fodder that Plummer provided the Raiders. But sure enough, he proved him wrong right there.
Well, I think the best locker room fodder the Cardinals provided the Raiders was beating them last year in overtime with that field goal.
Right.
I mean, normally you come into a game like this, you'd be real worried about your offense not being focused, your offense not being patient, your defense not paying attention. A game last year, I think, kept everybody in silver and black's attention.
26-yard line, 1st and 10. Good block by Sims. Time for Gannon again to Jolly. That's the young tight end out of BYU, a 2nd-round pick. His 3rd reception of the day, 16-yard pickup to the Cardinal 38 in a 1st down.
And really what has been good for Jolly is Williams, the normal tight end they got from St. Louis, has been out with a little injury. So Jolly's been able to play more, and he's been able to show people that I'm not a tight end that catches it and falls down. What you're always looking for in this league is a tight end that can catch it and run with it.
It is a 1st down at the Cardinal 38. And Charlie Garner tries to pick and poke his way, and Woods with the stop after a gain of 2. That puts the ball at the 36-yard line. So we put the ball into the hands of Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Up in Seattle, Kansas City taking on the Seahawks, and it's Sean Alexander from 3 yards out, and it's 10-7 now Chiefs. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Seattle came down here a couple games ago and won against the Cardinals. 2nd down and 8 from the 36. Here they come. The blitz was on from the secondary, and Adrian Wilson, who is breathing down the back of quarterback Rich Gannon. It'll be 3rd and 8 on the incomplete pass.
Man, that was plenty of time, though, for a Raider offense to really get off a play. That was a nice job by Dave McGinnis's defense of attacking, bringing Wilson late the way he did. But generally speaking, if you're going to give Rich Gannon anything over about 2.5 seconds, you're going to be giving up a big play. And you know, since Tim Brown dropped that first pass, we haven't seen anything going to number 81.
3rd down and 8, 36-yard line. Wheatley in the backfield. Brown on the top of your screen. What's Gannon got up his sleeve? Looking for Brown. And the ball deflected, incomplete. Rice and Brown were in the vicinity. I don't know if the ball, because it was deflected, was going to Rice, or because it was going long, it was going to Brown.
No, it was Kwame Lassiter got in the way. The ball was going to go to Jerry Rice. You see Jerry Porter in the front. He's trying to do a little pick action. Jerry Rice coming up right behind Tim Brown, but Kwame Lassiter, 42, the free safety, gets in there and ruins it. There's Lassiter right there batting that ball, and it's kind of play the Arizona Cardinals need. What they need is to catch that pass, not knock it down. They need an interception and turnover quick.
Out of field goal range, we think, for Janikowski. Thus, they're going to punt it. Here's Leckler trying to place it inside the 10. And off the fingertips and out of bounds of Dorsett. That's Anthony Dorsett, a fine special teams performer, out of bounds at the 4 on a 32-yard well-placed punt. With Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan, Arizona with a 7-point deficit right now. Raiders got 2 early Arizona turnovers, and thus they got their 14 points.
This is the worst Cardinal field position. And last drive, Jake Plummer, 8 runs, 2 passes.
Raider defense digs in from the 4-yard line. Marcel Shipp on 1st down and 10, climbs over a couple defenders, and is stopped as he lunges toward the 10. And picks up 7 on the play. Varela was there. Log on to NFL.com and help pick the NFL's all-star lineup. Cast your vote for the 2003 Pro Bowl squads now. Only at NFL.com or on AOL. Enter keyword NFL.com. Hey, what do you think of the Raider defense over the last 2 games?
They're getting better. I just think that they're going to be attacked just like Arizona attacked them last drive, and like right here in the last play, people are going to go right at them, pound them.
2nd down, long 3. Outside the 9. Play action by Plummer. Here comes Armstrong. The pass is outside to Joel Makovicka, who is brought down by Travion Smith. He's got the 1st down. There was a club on the hit. It could be a penalty flag on the Raiders. It's an 11-yard gain. He's up near the 20-yard line.
Hey, Matt, remember patience? There's another word that goes along with that, which also starts in P, and poise. The Raiders love the word poise in a lot of their their PR and their sales stuff, but you got to have poise in these situations and not get those kind of chops, not get those kind of penalties, and not let a team out of a deep hole like this.
As they had him backed up on the 4, Bill Carolla will tell us what's going on.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 56. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot, first down.
He's taken the place of the injured Napoleon Harris, who had a groin pull last week against the Patriots.
And since the 2 turnovers, this game is really sort of not degenerate, but it's turned to what we thought it was, a line of scrimmage physical game, and that was just a straight chop. So it looked like it caught a little bit of the head there and right in front of the official. I mean, if you're not chopping at the ball and at a guy's arms, that's going to be a penalty flag every single time.
So with the penalty, push it up to the 35, where it's first down and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. Ship hands off to Sanders. I think they may have been thinking double reverse. And down he goes, smothered at about the 26-yard line. Were they thinking double reverse?
Well, they weren't the only ones. So was the Raiders defense. Wow.
Let's send our reverse now to Jim Nance in New York.
All right, thank you, Kevin. It didn't take long after the Alexander touchdown. They faked the end around to Johnny Morton, and Green dumps it to Holmes, and he's gone. 64 yards, his second touchdown of the day. 19 on the season. That ties the Chiefs franchise record. 17-7 Kansas City. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Thank you, Jim. Priest Holmes has the most touchdowns through the air and on the ground combined of any player in the NFL.
A couple offenses in that AFC West reminded the old AFL days in the West Coast.
Yes, sir. Second down, 18 inside the 27. Plummer with time into the side and almost picked off by James. That's the guy who Plummer was kind of shooting at in the press this week. James was beaten once, and he almost beat Plummer right there.
But in that time, he was working against McAdley. He wasn't working against Sanders. That time, he was lined up at corner on the outside for Chuck Bresnahan, the coordinator of the Raiders. He wasn't lined up in the slot. So you've got to keep the motion going. You got to keep you see, you flip your thumbs up like that. You're saying, you know, give me the, yeah, I like that. But you got to keep your guys in the slot, get the matchups you want. That's when you go for the big play.
There's on a 3rd and 18. You can see 0-2 on third downs today. 27-yard line for Plummer in the gun. Good block by Davis. Down the middle it goes to Ship. He's surrounded by white jerseys. Hit by Romanowski. Knocked by Charles Woodson. Travian Smith got in there. A 13-yard gain, but a good 5 yards shy of the first, and the Cardinals have got to punt again.
There's nothing wrong with what the Cardinals just did, and Jake Plummer and this offense know it. They're going to the sideline. They've gotten first downs. They set up their team where they can pin the Raiders back, and they made the best out of a bad situation being backed up like that. A real positive possession for the Cardinals after a scoring possession.
Tim Brown back to retrieve the punt. He's inside the Raider 20. Scott Player out of Florida State. Took him many times to find a team that would take a chance on him. About half the league tried him out. Finally, he lands here with the Cardinals. High-hanging punt. And it will be fair caught by Brown back at the 16-yard line. And Player lets go of 44-yard boots here at Sun Devil Stadium. We've got a timeout.
Sponsored by Saturn, makers of the View redesigned L Series and the all-new Ion. And by TGI Fridays. At Fridays, try one of our delicious menu items tonight, like our double-glazed baby back ribs.
Cardinal defense held the Raiders last time to a punt. Do they have another one of those in them?
Well, it's really up to the Raiders offense. You know, the Raiders offense has made some decisions, and through the blitz of the Cardinals has helped somewhat, but I think Rich Gannon and this offense is just a little bit sputtering right now after that last possession.
16-yard line after the punt. First down and 10. Brown is on the move, and Gannon right to work. And down the middle, caught by Jerry Porter. He's got a touchdown reception in his pocket today. And finally, Adrian Wilson shoves him out of bounds near the 42 on a 26-yard catch and run.
A nice job by the offensive line of the Oakland Raiders setting up Rich Gannon so that he can throw the ball to the guy that Charlie Garner referred to as a young lion. His mane's just coming out. Jerry Porter, young receiver in his 3rd year, gets to work with Jerry Rice and Tim Brown and have these guys rubbed off on this kid.
What great teachers.
Oh, man.
First and 10, 42-yard line. Porter's got 39 catches this year and 2 today. End around to Jerry Porter again. One-on-one with McKinnon, and then drilled by David Barrett with a gain of a yard up to about the 43-yard line. Game-breaking NFL news, exclusive analysis, team power rankings. It's all there for you at cbs.sportsline.com or in America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
There's Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator you don't hear much about for the Oakland Raiders. He and Bill Callahan have the same sort of duo thing going that John Gruden and Bill Callahan had before Gruden left for Tampa. The credit of this offense should go to those two coaches.
Second down, long 9 inside the 43. Might be switching the play. Here comes Woods, and there goes the pass. Caught by tight end Roland Williams, tumbling to the 38-yard line. He gets a Raider first down, as Williams shows you. 19-yard pickup. And the Raiders move the chains once again.
This is all about the offensive line. You know, Lincoln Kennedy, Barrett Robbins in the center. I mean, this line doing an excellent job. We talked about how Arizona is not one of the better teams rushing the quarterback. In fact, they have less sacks than anybody else in the league. But this offensive line, especially the big guy, 72 at right tackle, is doing an excellent job.
38 of the Cardinals, gaining 9 of 14 with the touchdown pass to Porter. First down and 10. Gannon, right on the money, caught by Jerry Rice. Second reception today, quick slant, and he's inside the Cardinal 30 to the 27-yard line, and a first down and a pickup of 11.
That's funny. I'm sorry. First.
You played with them for 5 years.
It says prolific resume. Yeah, why not straight to Canton? The heck with the 5-year waiting period. Jerry Rice ought to go straight out of the Raiders locker room to Canton for his induction.
Number 1 all-time in all-purpose yards from scrimmage. He's done it all. 40 years old. He turned 40 a couple weeks ago. It's first and 10 from the 27. And Tyrone Wheatley breaking a couple tackles. It usually takes more than one to bring him down. He's hit by Thompson. He's close to a first down run. A gain of about 9 on the play, and he's near the 17.
And Kevin, we talked in the last commercial that we thought this was the most important possession for the Arizona Cardinals. Stop them here. Find a way. Well, what you're finding out is kind of the heart of this Oakland Raider football team and the heart of this Oakland Raider offense. Richie getting a nice block. Lincoln Kennedy at right tackle getting a nice block. Tim Brown at wide receiver getting a nice block. And Wheatley really giving you the power part of the Raider offensive running game.
What did you think was the biggest mismatch today between Raiders offense and the Cardinal defense? Maybe starting with Rich Gannon himself.
Yeah, you know, I just think the experience and the decision making would be the biggest advantage that Bill Callahan has almost on a week-to-week basis. It's what made the difference last week against the New England Patriots, and it's what made the difference in Denver against Denver, the way the Raiders lit the Broncos up.
And we've seen some great runs. The pass protection is almost as good, or maybe as good, as the run blocking for this offensive line.
It's because Dave McGinnis has got to bring blitzes. He's got to bring linebackers. He's got to bring that safety down into the box and bring him when it shows pass. It's not an enviable position to be in, because this Cardinal football team has got the personality of their coach, Dave McGinnis. He's an enthusiastic guy. He's an excellent football coach. But the talent level, if it was a gas tank, it'd be down there right below empty, or above empty.
That's not good. Second down inches. Wheatley in the backfield outside the 17. It's Wheatley diving for a first down under the grasp of Ronald McKinnon. Picks up 3 to the 15. They'll move the chains again with the first down.
Hey, I talked about how important the possession was. This has really got to be a field goal for the Cardinals. You can go off the field after this possession and say we held them to a field goal, despite how far they're going to have to go here. You don't want to give up a touchdown here if you're a Cardinal defender, just from a psychological standpoint, because then you start thinking back and believing some of the hype about how good this offense is. It is that good, but you don't want to start believing it.
Garner back in, 7th play of the drive, first and 10 inside the 15. Rice is on the move. So is Gannon. To the end zone, and caught for a touchdown for the second time today, Cherry Porter.
Anybody want to tell me how valuable a quarterback that can move is? Watch this. Rich Gannon comes out, throws it from somewhere just above his elbow on a rope to Jerry Porter for his second touchdown of the day, 8th touchdown of the year.
Janikowski's extra point. 21-7, the Oakland Raiders.
And you can trace the lineage of what's going on in this football game right back to number 12, Rich Gannon. He's putting on a clinic.
The beat starts. A lot of times, Randy, you can gauge the success of a quarterback and the chemistry he has with his coach, in this case, Gannon with Trestman.
Trestman and Bill Callahan. We talked about that marriage together, how they've put this offense together, revamped it. You know, Mark Trestman is the one that's responsible for all this high-tech passing. Bill Callahan more the meat and potatoes side of the offense, I think. But Trestman's really brought to the table this wide-open, empty backfield where, you know, honestly, guys like Mouse Davis and June Jones have to laugh themselves silly watching offenses like the Raiders now, because 5 years ago they were fools for running the run and shoot, or 6-7 years ago. But now everybody's running these wide-open offenses.
They're a ball to watch. Janikowski's ensuing kickoff, and Kevin Casper about 3 yards deep, and he'll leave it in the end zone. Rich Gannon came in today #1 in attempts, completions, and yards in the NFL, and over 3,000 yards passing, faster than any quarterback in NFL history through 10 games.
We told you about that earlier, about the yardage, and you heard Dan Marino in the pregame show today. Jim Nantz kind of drilled him a little bit about how about Rich Gannon breaking your record. And Dan could look a little hurt. Then he says, well, you know, Jim, he's throwing the ball every down. He doesn't have a running game. I'm sitting in my hotel room sitting here in Arizona going, oh, wait a minute, you didn't have a running game either. Why do you think you threw for all those yards?
Gannon coming off a 4 of 4 series on that touchdown pass, ending up to Jerry Porter. Touchback to the 21st and 10 for the Cardinals. Marcel Shipp is a block by Bush. And a tackle coming from the secondary, and Derek Gibson after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And Beasley, Reese, what do you have?
Well, you know, I watched practice on Friday, and watching Jake Plummer throw the ball, he was laughing, bouncing around. He was throwing a lot of zip. In this game, all but a couple of passes, he's trying to throw darts. He's trying to be more careful. When things are going bad, sometimes you just try to be too perfect. He needs to let it go. They're doing a little bit better, but he's got to let these passes go.
Well, you can't be good by trying to be perfect. I know it doesn't make sense out there, but
23-yard line, 2nd down, 7. Shipp got away from Sam Adams, then is drilled by Travion Smith after a gain of a yard. How do you like these Raider linebackers, in particular Eric Barton, who's out there with Smith?
I think he has been really the highlight linebacker-wise for this team this year. Everybody wants to talk about Bill Romanowski, and Barton's the first guy to credit Romo by saying, hey, you know, he's done a lot for me. He's shown me how to be a linebacker off the field, how to take care of my body. But this guy has made so many huge plays. He's the speed factor. He's the factor linebacker for the Oakland Raiders.
The anti-Kirkland. 3rd down and 7, 23. And here comes Plummer across the middle. It's caught by Arnold Jackson, who is snuffed and put down by Terrence Shaw. After a gain of 4 up to the 27, 3 yards shy of a 1st down, and Jake Plummer and his offense have got to give the ball back.
And there's a good example that, you know, the Oakland Raiders, a football team that for years was known as the man-to-man sort of kings of this league. Chuck Bresnahan had a little zone working, was giving them the soft stuff underneath. It would be short of the 1st down. Good execution by the Raiders defense.
Scott Player to punt. Charles Woodson is back. Flags all over the field. And Woodson from the 22. And being chased and brought down. The long snapper.
I told you. I mean, every time we do a Raider game, it's like the 4th of July parade at my country club.
They're all up at one time.
Flags everywhere.
The long snapper, Hodel, makes the stop.
I like that snapper part. You said center earlier. You don't center a ball. You snap it.
You played. I take my cue from you.
You line it up. You center it on the field.
I take my cue from you. Had a great talk with Bill Callahan last night about weighing the age of his team late in the season with regard to how much practice time they put in. You want fresher, younger legs in there. How do you balance the two?
12 men on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And what did he say?
Well, that's a big one there, getting that first down against you. Another example of Callahan's Raiders making a mental error. But Callahan, you know, he talked about how he's gotten practice time and walkthrough time. He's increased it, but he's backing off on practice time on the field because you really have to. That's the only way to stop your older players from working hard. The work ethic of this team and the pace of this team is set by Gannon and Brown and Jerry Rice. And they work harder than probably any 3 guys in the NFL you could come together with, no matter what their age is.
And they stay alive. There's a pass to McGadley. And the rookie out of Alabama who played not only football, but also was a very important ingredient on the track team at the University of Alabama. Comes up with a gain of about 9, close to a first down at the Cardinal 41.
You see that pad on his right bicep.
Yes.
And it's sort of a sleeve on the backside, but on the front it looks like a hard pad, almost like a soccer shin guard to protect that bicep muscle.
Second down 1, 41-yard line. Marcel Shipp, huge hole, and it's a foot race with Woodson. And Shipp with another big gain. He is closing in on 100 yards. He picks up 39 yards right there, and for the day, 122. And there have not been many 100-yard rushers for the Cardinals over the last couple of years.
Quickest point between 2 ways. If you're a running back, follow your center. He'll show you where the line is. Backside, Dishman. Onside, Sharkey. And see you later. Bye from Marcel Shipp.
How big was that special teams penalty now on the Raiders?
Exactly, and this is something that plagues this football team, is the key critical mistake.
Damian Anderson in the backfield now, taking the place of the winded Marcel Shipp. First and 10. Dropped by Freddie Jones. Incomplete. They immediately wave it away. Incomplete at about the 16-yard line. So second down and 10. So a very costly special teams penalty. A wonderful run by Shipp, who's got 122 on the ground today. And already the Cardinals at the 20-yard line of Oakland. That is something.
Remember that graphic we showed you earlier about the tale of 3 seasons? The rushing yards, that when they lost those 4 games in a row, they were giving up 153.8 yards a game. They're getting close to that in this half, and they're ahead by 2 touchdowns.
Anderson remains in the game. Second down and 10 at the 20. Damian Anderson, his 24th carry of the year. Drilled by Rod Coleman, who's in there, along with Derek Gibson. How would you characterize a Dave McGinnis team? Are they tough? Are they a finesse team, talented? How do you look at it?
Well, I think the Cardinal team that he thought he was coming into the season with would be very, very talented and very tough. Now they're tough, but not talented.
Up the Nextel halftime report. Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer have scores and highlights. Nextel halftime from New York is next. The Cardinals on the move. A special teams penalty when the Cardinals were punting kept the Cardinal offense on the field, and they respond with a long run by Shipp to put him in deep Oakland territory.
This is about Jake Plummer's decision making.
Inside the 17, third down and 6 for Plummer. Fires a pass, and it's caught. Arnold Jackson slides in between Woodson along with Gibson. On 3rd and 6, they pick up 10, and they are at the Raiders 6, first and goal.
This play is a good example of the tease that is the talent of Jake Plummer. For the bad decisions he made early, you've seen him making some wonderful, well-timed decisions. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, bang. I mean, he hits that back step, and the ball is out to his receiver. Excellent technique, excellent progression, and a very nice decision.
Arizona takes a timeout the first time. Raiders take one here. Now both teams have 2 remaining. Here's our NFL.com poll. Which offseason coaching change has worked out the best of the year? There have been some significant ones, and the ironic thing is all these teams are playing well. Who do you like?
I like Marty Schottenheimer.
Even after today?
Even after today and their loss. The Callahan-Gruden thing, Tampa Bay is still good, and they were good with Tony Dungy, and the Raiders are still good, and they were good with John Gruden. The Chargers were terrible. before Marty Schottenheimer brought stability there. I think he's had the biggest influence, and despite the blowout today in Miami, I think he's still going to be a factor when it comes playoff time at the end of December.
Cardinals started at their own 20 with 5:31 left. Ninth play of the drive coming up. First and goal at the 6. Marcel Shipp is back in the game. And Plummer with time. Look out, here comes Romanowski in the pass. Well, he got a hand on it. The leaping Frank Sanders was draped with Raider defenders. Back there primarily Terrence Shaw. It'll be second down and goal. What does Plummer do well in situations like this?
Well, I think it's back to the decision-making process. And, Terrence Shaw got away with a heck of a hold and a grab right there on Frank Sanders because, no mystery who Jake Plummer wants to go to. He wants to go to Sanders. Only one catch right now still from Sanders. That one big play.
Plummer 6 of 13. He's thrown an interception. Second down and goal at the 6. Shipp in the backfield. The fake to Shipp, buying Plummer time, and throws out of the end zone.
Oh, that was a big mistake. Flag on the field. I want to tell you, Freddie Jones, Jake Plummer's tight end, was wide open all by himself. Illegal receiver downfield. Oh, my goodness. Did he have a tight end for a touchdown with just a gimme?
And he bought time with that great fake to Shipp.
Ineligible, illegally downfield. That penalty is declined. Third down.
I want you to concentrate on this part of the football field right there. Don't take your eyes off that part of the football field. As this runs, Jake starts to run. Tight end wide open. I mean, nobody even near him.
Third down and goal at the 6. Shipp in the backfield, and Plummer to the air. And caught by his tight end Bush, who tried to lunge. The ball was batted free at the 1. And they pulled him dead about the 1.5. Where now it'll be 4th down and goal, and the Raiders are going to take a timeout with about 1:11 to play.
Well, it's protection, and it's about decisions. Everywhere he wanted to go with that pass was not available. The last place he wanted to go with it was to Steve Bush, and Steve Bush treated that ball like a big physical tight end will, and obviously the knees are down, and that play is dead before Woodson knocks that ball out.
Well, timeout has been taken. Raiders have 1 left. They've added 2 more seconds on the clock, so from 1:11 it goes to 1:13. They're going to go for it. I assume you would too. 4th and goal, or did you get your 3?
It'd be real tempting to just take the 3 points if you were a team that was very, very close to the Raiders. I think Arizona is not close to the Raiders on a talent side, as we've mentioned several times, so this is not a bad decision. I think you've got a big physical offensive line, especially on your right side with Dishman and Leonard Davis. Just get Makovica, your fullback, behind Davis and Dishman, and give the ball to Shipp, who's having a hot day.
122 yards on the ground for Marcel Shipp from Division 1A, UMass.
Now, the Raiders have big Sam Adams right there over Dishman. The most physical side of their defense is right there.
4th down and goal inside the 2. The fake to Shipp and the pass. Makovica, he should be in for the touchdown, and is. Joel Makovica, who caught a touchdown pass last week in Philadelphia, catches his 2nd in as many weeks. And the Cardinals are back in business.
Nice play call by the Cardinals. Thinking the Raiders are thinking about what I was thinking. Going to pound the ball over the right side. Going to have your fullback Makovica out of Nebraska just go screaming in there to block. Makovica goes screaming in there, but not to block. Coming off the end. First back out of the backfield. Nice job, and nice job of play calling.
And how big was that penalty on special teams against the Raiders with Gramatica's extra point? Because that penalty on the Raiders special teams gave the Cardinals new life. And sure enough, they capitalized on that.
And it was a mental error as far as penalties go, because it was 12 men on the field. Kept that whole thing alive. You know, Dave McGinnis's Arizona Cardinals offense has done this the hard way. It's not like they've come into this game and said, we're going to take some gimme stuff here from the Raiders. They've got a touchdown drive of 79 and 80 yards against Bill Callahan's defense. And Bill Callahan has seen his defense give up some. And I'm talking about yards. And McGinnis's team has done it primarily with the run. That's what they've highlighted in this first half. That's been the weakness of this Raider defense in 2002. And 202 total yards in the first half for Dave McGinnis's offense.
Grammatico will kick off, and deep back Marcus Knight inside the 5. And he is at the 4. Knight brought down by the backup fullback McKinley. A 26-yard return. A flag is on the field. You have called this perhaps a sandwich game for the Raiders. What do you mean by that?
Well, like Bill Callahan said, a setup game. You've got a big game last week and a big game the next week. And
holding 39 during the return. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
You got a team like last week that you got New England. So that's a big game. You got next week, you got the New York Jets, and sandwiched in between is an Arizona Cardinal team that may not get your full, dedicated, undivided attention. And as of right now, at times, they've been quite dedicated and very, very attentive. But they've had the mental lapses on special teams and defense that have made the difference so far in keeping Arizona in this football game.
Raiders have had some success. You just saw on the bottom of your screen the final 2 minutes of the half. Let's see what Rich Gannon's got. First down and 10 from the 16.
103 is plenty of time for Rich Gannon.
He's got one timeout. And across the middle, caught by Tim Brown. And Brown gets 9 on the play. And for Brown, first catch of the afternoon.
And Thursday's Thanksgiving. People love turkeys on Thanksgiving. Rich Gannon can carve up a defense like a turkey in a 2-minute drill like this.
Very good. Second down and 1. Second consecutive pass caught by Tim Brown. He's got the first down, and he's up to the 31-yard line of the Raiders.
Right now, Rich Gannon is calling a couple plays with his team, and he's playing quarterback. Kind of like, you want white meat or dark meat? You want a leg or a wing?
Want the gizzard?
Because, you know, right now he's not going for the whole thing. It's not like he's carving off a big piece. Mark Trestman, his offensive coordinator, has got him out there just taking chunks right now, trying to get the Cardinal defense up to set up a big play.
He's got some good trimmings, too. 31-yard line, first and 10. Gannon. This time he goes long, and it ricochets off the fingertips of Jerry Rice. That's incomplete. It was inside the 40-yard line in Arizona territory. Second down and 10. Trestman was here in Arizona for a while.
Yeah, he was. You know, and here's an offensive coach that, you know, was treated very poorly in San Francisco, was fired there as a coordinator, and didn't have a success here in Arizona. But, you know, I think a lot of that was the talent he was dealing with, and has got a chance to really be innovative with the Oakland Raiders, be a big difference to Bill Callahan, his head coach, and especially to his quarterback, Rich Gannon.
Well, you're watching one of the best 2-minute offenses in the NFL. Second down and 10, 31-yard line. Dump it off, screen pass, caught by Garner, a block ahead by Barrett Robbins, and you can see the block as well by Frank Middleton. Picks up, we think, enough yardage for a first down. Let's see where they spot him. He's at the 41-yard line. And the Raiders take up their last timeout. They'll burn it off right there. Now on this game, Rich Gannon got on the board first with this touchdown pass after a Cardinal fumble by Plummer hit Jerry Porter. Then another Cardinal turnover, interception by Plummer. 8-yard touchdown run by Charlie Garner. Cardinals got it right back, and Marcel Shipp, 3-yard touchdown run. Then Jerry Porter caught it. A touchdown pass. McAvick caught that touchdown pass right there. And that takes us to 21-14.
You know, a lot of teams in this situation, Kevin, would run kind of out the clock and be very, very conservative. I think with a quarterback like Rich Gannon, what you're seeing is you're seeing an offense that is drilled since training camp. Since the first day of training camp, these guys were in this drill, a 2-minute drill on how to end a game and how to end a half.
On the 41, it's a first down, and here comes Gannon. Great time in the pocket. Slings it to the side, caught by Jerry Porter midfield. A yard shy of a first down, picks up 9, the clock down to 19 seconds, and again the Raiders operating with no timeouts. You're right, he is. He's just carving them up.
The carcass is losing meat in about 10, 15-yard chunks. It's a great example of Bill Callahan's offense. I just mentioned it. This is a clinic that Rich Gannon is putting on. There's a reason this game is 21-14. It's because Dave McGinnis' offenses took advantage of the defense of the Raiders and the special teams, but Gannon has been sharp.
Second down, 1 from midfield. Gannon again with time. Down the middle. He's got Jerry Rice on a dive at the 23.
They got to get on the ball.
Clock continues to tick. Raiders can only stop it with a spike. They're going to bring out their field goal unit.
They're not going to do it. Too many guys on the field.
Oh, boy. Flags all over the field. The Raiders have got to be furious.
Half's over.
2 seconds left on the clock.
Well, they had about 17 guys on the football field. They couldn't decide if they were running their field goal team on or keeping their offense on the field. And Bill Callahan is absolutely furious by that lack of coordination on his own sideline.
Could they have asked for a measurement to stop the clock and had that perhaps as a, I mean, it's hard to say what to do because the time is running out. You're out of timeouts and the Raiders are trying to frantically get out there, but you can see the confusion.
Well, it's a play at the end of the half.
Both starts on the offense. The offense never got set. It's a 5-yard penalty. It also includes a 10-second run.
Yeah, half's over.
We're at halftime.
That means the half has ended.
And the Raiders give up a pretty good opportunity as they were moving downfield, but much of the chagrin of Rich Gannon, they stroll off with just a touchdown lead.
When the clinic was suddenly closed.
Yes.
Suddenly a refund. That was a great job of moving the ball down the field, and suddenly a mental mistake. And that was the first mental mistake on the offensive side of the ball we've seen. We've seen a mental mistake on special teams, cost a touchdown. We've seen some mental lapses on defense of the Raiders, cost a touchdown, and that was a mental mistake on the offense.
And let's go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks. I'm with Coach Callahan. Coach, basically a great first half. Your quarterback has been awesome. What do you tell the guys in the locker room?
Well, they're coming back pretty well. Jake the Snake is liable to coming back in a clutch situation, so we got to continue to play better defense, and obviously when we get a chance to score, we got to capitalize like we have been.
Thank you, Coach.
The Raiders have won 2 straight games and take on the New York Jets next week with the game that maybe their concentration wavers a little bit coming to Arizona, and we have got a tight game, 21-14 at halftime.
Did you see the look on Callahan's face?
I think he's still trying to digest what happened to his team.
Would you love to hear exactly what was on his mind at that moment? I don't know if we could without a few beeps.
We're at halftime. Gannon has thrown 2 touchdown passes. His Raiders lead at 21-4.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
And the holiday spirit in the air here in Manhattan. Jim Nance on the Nextel Halftime Report. Good to have you with us, along with Dan Dion and Boomer. Fellas, here we go. The Raiders lead at Arizona. And look at Gannon, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns.
How about Jake Plummer? Look, you know, this guy drives you crazy. 1 interception, this fumble right here. He turns the wrong way, tries to flip it back to his running back. You can't do stuff like that. You got to run a quarterback like this. Look at Rich Gannon. Oh. Touchdown pass to Jerry Porter, 14 yards. What a rifle shot. 21-7. That's not the score. It's 21-14. The Oakland Raiders are up.
And Hasselbeck with 2 touchdown passes for the Seahawks at halftime.
And here's Trent Green throwing to Priest Holmes. You want run after catch if you're a quarterback. 64 yards for a touchdown. Priest Holmes 171 on the first half. Go Priest.
Is that all?
And then Hasselbeck with a quick fade to Jeremy Stevens, tight end in the corner of the end zone, puts Seattle up.
They've just started the 3rd quarter at Tampa, and the lone touchdown here, a Favre touchdown pass to Donald Driver. Tiki over 100, had a 70-yard run that set up a short touchdown score by Barber, and the Giants lead at Houston. Earlier today, 8 of 10 home teams won. Big performance by the Dolphins.
Ray Lucas will play action pass early in the game here to James McKnight. Touchdown, puts him up early. Then Ricky Williams got to run Ricky all day. Gets 143 yards on the day. Gets in the corner of the end zone. Miami dominates.
And the Bills have lost 3 straight. Give the Jets 4 straight wins.
Yeah, we got nothing but Pennington highlights. Here's a rollout pass. He throws it to Lavernius Coles in the back of the end zone. But this game was more about Curtis Martin and running ability. But here, look at this Tennessee dead leg right. Oh! Eddie Robinson, pick up your jock, my friend. Huntington leads the Jets to victory.
Patriots got up real big early. Brady had 3 touchdown passes in the first half.
Play action. Brady finds Fourier in the back of the end zone. Goes up 7-0. Then Brady finds his main man, his main squeeze, Troy Brown. 21-0 at that point for the touch.
The Steelers sweep the season series on the Bengals, who had a fourth-quarter lead here.
They did have a fourth-quarter lead, 21-20. T.J. Houshmandzadeh returns a punt, and he fumbles it. How many ways can you find to lose? The Bengals seem like every week it's something else. There's John Kitna. He's frustrated. Cordell Stewart had a nice day, and so did Jerome Bettis. Hey, Cordell, what can we expect from the Pittsburgh Steelers in the future?
We just hope Tommy can get healthy, and you know, if not, you know, I just know I have to get myself prepared to play Jacksonville next week, and that's really what it's all about, man. Just being prepared and being ready, and regardless of what happens, just have confidence in yourself and your teammates around you, and just go out and perform.
Great numbers by Cordell today. Cleveland surprises the Saints. The Saints take a big hit at home.
Not only did Saints take a big hit, but Payton takes a licking. And I tell you what, he don't stop ticking. Brent Boyer brings that thing. Then Dennis North cuts up the middle. North cuts right. He cuts left. He's cutting up the field, 36 yards for the paint.
Meanwhile, Atlanta shuts out Carolina for the second time this year. They are unbeaten, Atlanta, in their last 7 games.
Rodney Peete goes back to pass, and Keenan Carpenter picks him off 41 yards for a touchdown. Keon, that's it. Look at him. He looks like Dion right there.
Keenan.
And then Michael Vick with a little quick fade route to Algie Crumpler for a touchdown. Atlanta dominates. Yeah, that's right, Algie.
All right, Tennessee falls to Baltimore. Titans' 5-game win streak is over.
And we have a fumble right here early on in the game, and Frank Chamberlain picks it up. You can't have that. And at the end of the game, Steve McNair can't have that at all. Steve McNair, 4th down, needs this completion to keep the game going. Incomplete. Baltimore Ravens win.
McNair picked 3 times today. Hutchinson over 300 yards passing, 2 touchdown passes for Dallas.
And Emmitt Smith, no running back controversy. Emmitt Zone takes it in. 1 yard after 99-yard drive. Then Mark Brunell to lock it for 6. Then they try the onside kick, but it fails. Dallas holds on for the victory.
Kurt Warner returns, and the Rams return to the loss column. They drove late, 17 seconds ago, no timeouts. Warner fumbles, recovered Redskins, they win.
Well, I thought we had a chance. I just wanted to take one throw there and see if we couldn't win it right there. And then obviously, if it's incomplete, then we end up kicking the field goal. And I wanted a safe play, something that was benign, that if he doesn't have it, he can throw it out the back of the end zone or whatever, and it just wasn't safe enough. It just didn't work.
And wait till you hear the strategy today of Marty Morningwig and the Lions. Leading in Champaign against the Bears. What an effort by Miller. Gets back on his feet, sets up a tying field goal. Marty Morningwig is now 0-14 on the road. Yes, he won the coin toss and gave the ball to the Bears, who took it right down for the winning field goal. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions. CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.